Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
Tonight we're going to be talking about Legends of Tomorrow.
Season 4, Episode 10, The Getaway.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that last week's episode didn't upload. I swear it did, and it didn't, so I just got it uploaded.
Blame this
So, well, it was an hour long, thank you. And even when I edited it, it was still an hour.
Wow.
So, anyway, that is up now for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. It was season 4, episode 10, The Getaway.
Yes. I thought it was a decent episode.
I thought it was good. There was a lot of funny stuff in it.
There was. The whole, like, Sundance and...
Yeah, I loved the fact that Rory was like, he acts like he never cares about anything, and then when he finds out that Robert Redford might not be acting, he's like, no Redford? That means there's no Butch Cassidy? That means there's no this? And I'm just like, wow.
He's like, no Redford,
No
Sundance, no independent film. And I'm like, you care?
But Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is like that movie that like guys really like. It's like that buddy cop like type movie that,
right?
Or not cop, but like that buddy western type thing.
Yeah.
So
like the cop of that era.
Yeah, like The Sting and like Butch Cassidy were like the Paul Newman and Robert Redford movies of the era.
Right.
So. And I thought it was funny, too, because it was the 1970s, and that's, you know, and, like, they had to do that or those things wouldn't exist. So.
Yeah.
And who the heck was that Nixon at the beginning? Like.
The same Nixon that we had to deal with throughout the whole entire episode.
Well,
that sucks.
Yeah, he does. And I love when Constantine was, like, dick in a box.
Let's show that dick in a box.
That was so hilarious.
Yes. Yes. We repeated his words at exactly the same time.
We did. It was great.
I love that they went off and forgot Charlie this entire episode.
They did.
Like, I forgot her name was Charlie, so I'm glad they said it.
Yeah.
I would have said the Amaya-looking chick.
Her name is Charlie.
Yeah. I love how she turned into Nixon, right? And then when she, like, turned back and whatever, it was, like, decent and stuff, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, she was just waiting for them to come back. And then, like, the Secret Service knocked on the door again. And, like, when she tried to change back, she had, like, only her facial features.
Funny.
Like, it was Nixon and his head and his body, but her face.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. And then she's like, if you come in here, if you check on me again, you won't even get a job at a mall.
And then just, like, the truth bug going back and forth between, like, Ray and Constantine and, like, everyone.
Yeah. Ray, Constantine, Ray, Constantine, Ray, Constantine.
It's like it knew, you know?
And then Rory, and then Ray.
Yeah.
And then Constantine, and then Sarah. Like, I love that she just went...
And it went in her nose, which is
that
even more disgusting.
I felt sorry for Nate. Because he's the first one to have it go in his mouth after Sarah sneezed it out. So he had Sarah snot in his mouth.
Oh, God.
Think about that one.
So gross.
But I do love that they're not glossing over the fact that of what happened between Sarah and Ava in the last episode. Like, they are full on making Sarah feel this crap. And I'm like, yes!
Yeah, and I like that, you know, she used that to help Mona.
Yeah.
You know?
I also like that Ava's even taking it really hard, and she has time off. Like,
Mhm.
she's like, I need a break.
Well, Ava was the one who ended it.
Well, I know, but, like, when we saw her face, like,
Yeah.
after the end, after the
Right,
fight,
right.
she was so broken.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, even when she found out she was a clone, like, it was still okay because she had Sarah.
Right.
And Sarah was the one thing that made her different.
Mhm.
Sarah was the one thing that wasn't programmed into her.
And like Sarah said, she was the one thing that was real for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So for both of them, they were each other's one thing that was real in their lives.
Like their one true pairing.
Yeah. And so, like...
See what I did there? One true pairing, OTP!
Yes, because that's what they are. But, like, I mean, I like that they even showed that Ava's feeling this. Like, she's not just going back to that heartless bitch that we knew in the first few seasons.
Right. Because a lot of times, that's what happens.
Right.
With writing. Like, they'll break it, and then they'll just act like nothing happened.
And they'll go back to being the way they were before the person showed up.
Yeah, and it's like, you just reversed all of the character development that they had.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you,
right,
writers.
But they didn't do that, so kudos, because it's easier to do that than to write character development.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I felt like they did that on Supergirl all the time.
Yeah, with Supergirl.
Yeah. That's why I was just, like, to the point where I don't even freaking care who she gets with. Because... Yeah. If that's what they're going to do every time she decides she wants to be single, then...
I saw this amazing fan-made video. I love watching fan-made videos of, like, pairings. Like, I know Kara's straight.
Did somebody make a fan-made video of Lena and Kara?
Yes! And
it totally shipped them.
Good. It was so... I loved the song. I forgot what it was.
Oh, there's people all over Tumblr that ship Lena and Kara together.
Yeah, I know it'll never happen, but it really is, like, amazing. And, like, the song was perfect. But the thing that, like, made me just go, was that they didn't show stills from the shows. They showed, like, little clips. And so I kept going, they're taking it out of context, so...
That's usually what happens.
I know.
When there's people that ship characters that aren't canon, couple, they take all of those things out of context.
I know.
Like with Snowberry.
I know.
All of the things that went on with them, everybody was like, oh my gosh, it totally means that they're meant to be together. And no, it does not. Because Barry and Iris are the pairing that are together.
But, like, I mean, like, it was just funny. Like, they would mix, like, they go all the way to footage from season 3 to prove it. And then they take footage from season 1. And I'm like, can you not go in chronological order here? But it was a great video. I enjoyed it. And it was fun.
Well, no. I mean, people do a really good job with those types of videos. And I give them credit because I've made videos like that. Not ones where it's a couple that, like, aren't together. Usually I've made ones where it's a couple I like that's together. But I've made fan-made videos.
Yeah, so have I.
And so, you know, I totally have respect for that. But, like, you know...
Yeah.
Let me just put it this way. We already have Alex, who's gay.
Yeah.
We have Nia Nal,
who's trans.
Who's a trans character. What more do you want?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the whole, like... Well, I don't know. They kind of cover it in the rest of the shows.
Kara's pretty much been established from the start that she's straight.
I mean...
Can't Lena and Kara just be friends with each other? Well, why does it always have to be romantic?
They can be. It's just it's a nice pairing. It would make sense.
No, I'm not saying
if they weren't straight. But we know they're both straight. They both like the same man. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying that they wouldn't
similar
be
tastes.
Good together if they were not straight.
Right.
If they weren't, that would be something that I could understand people shipping.
Right.
But since they aren't, I'm just kind of like, why?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I'm not doing it because I'm not trying to not represent the LGBT community.
Right.
I'm just saying that the way that it's written is not towards that direction for those characters.
Right.
If you want to see that, then watch Alex with someone, or watch Mia with someone.
Or watch Sarah with Ava.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Sarah.
Like, I don't typically
Nessa.
ship that many, many couples like that. But it doesn't mean that I don't like them.
Right.
It's just that a lot of them just don't. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess where I was going with that whole video reference is that, like, what characters on this show that aren't a couple or aren't currently open to being a couple would you ship? Same sex or not?
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
and you guys too, answer in the comments.
I've said who I would ship with certain people.
I forgot.
Like, I'm totally down for Nate and Zari.
I said who has not already stated that they're open for a relationship.
Okay. I don't know, Rory and somebody.
Rory and someone. Oh my gosh. Rory and Mina.
Mina?
Yeah, Mina.
Mona,
whatever.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if that was crossing a line.
I don't know. I mean, he likes giant purple girls with boobs.
He has written the stories that she loves.
When she finds out, like...
So
she thinks,
and he might be totally turned on by her being a werewolf,
right? Because he's turned on by a giant purple alien with 3 tits. So
like as soon as she said she liked those and that he was the one who wrote them,
the look on his face,
I was just like, oh, I totally can see that.
Yes,
but I didn't say anything because I felt like it was wrong because he's a lot older than her. So
yeah,
I was just like, I don't want it to cross a line. That's why
it's not crossing a line. She's probably like 27.
And he's probably what?
Like 35?
Really?
Maybe closer to 40, but not 40.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, he seems a lot older.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Mid to late 30s, but still his 30s. And she's like maybe at the youngest 27. So
yeah, I mean, I guess
it's not horrible.
It's not horrible, and I mean they're both adults, so it's not like it's a minor and like an adult who's like in their 20s or something. But I don't know. I think it would be interesting, just to see how that was,
right? Because she's so like sweet and timid, and he's just like, "Come here, baby."
But I mean, I think that like I don't know. I mean, he has this side to him where he does care about things. So it would be interesting to see if, like, she would bring out that side in him.
And his books...
Because obviously in his books, those things come out.
Right. And then he's, like, romantic with it. It's not always just, like... And the hero throws her down on a stone nearby and totally just ravishes
the fact
her.
that when he had the truth bug in him and he said he wanted to grow his hair long like Fabio, if that's any indication of how romantic he is as a person, I don't know what else would be more indicative of that than him saying that. Because Fabio was like a super romantic person.
Yeah.
So
the long, luscious
locks. I mean, he has that side to him. He just doesn't show it.
Right.
He shows that in his writing, but not, like, physically.
Yeah. So
it would just be interesting because when Mona does find out, wow, you write those words? Who knew you could be so expressive, Rory?
Right.
That's totally what she would say.
Yeah.
And then she'd get all emotional and angry, and she'd turn into the wolf, and he'd be like, hey.
Hey, baby, let's find the closest rock, and I'll ravish your wolfish body.
Like, yeah, I can totally see it. Do you guys agree?
I'll go to town on that bitch.
She
dog! And it's a
but that's a mean thing to say to a dog, though. Like, call a dog. Like, if you're calling a dog a bitch, it's like a mean thing to call a dog, isn't it?
No, it's just what they are. A female dog is a bitch. Just like, period. Like,
yeah.
That's the term for a female dog. And too bad we don't have a term for a male dog.
Ass.
Dick. Bastard. I don't know.
I mean, if that meant something else besides not having a father, then I guess you could use that, but it doesn't.
Right.
So. But yeah, like, do you guys agree? Do you see that too? Like, because I mean, pretty much everybody else has stated, you know, I mean, Ray is Ray and, you know, what's her name?
Nora. Yeah.
and then, Nora. You know, of course, Sarah and Ava and Nate and Zari and Charlie hasn't, but
I think, I mean, Charlie can be either sex.
Yeah.
So I think it would be interesting to see her not care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that she'd be bi, but that's not something she's interested in.
Yeah.
I forgot the term.
And I mean, asexual.
Yeah, but...
Pansexual.
No, like... I mean, like, maybe she doesn't like to be intimate with people. Like, period.
Yeah, I think that's asexual.
Yeah, I'm just, like, looking for, like, one of the other terms for it. Mm-hmm. But...
I mean, we know Constantine's bi.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been with Sarah and he's been with, the other
Gary. Guy. He's been with Gary.
Okay.
And Gary said that, like, the couple nights he had with him were, like, magical or some shit.
Well, I mean, I can imagine Constantine being,
right,
you know.
So Gary questioned his...
I'd be all charmed by his British accent and him calling me love all the time. Like, right. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, okay, you could do whatever you want. Like, that's fine.
I mean, you know, like, Gary, obviously, at that point was questioning who he was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he liked Mona in that way, then, like...
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he likes Mona all that much anymore. He just cares for her a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would be really cool to see Mick and Mona and Rory and it'd be interesting. It'd be different. It'd be something that you
their ship name would be Eminem.
Oh gosh.
I just did that. Because I'm literally picturing the candy M&Ms.
Oh, I mean, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Because I totally wasn't picturing the rapper.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you said M&M, their names both start with M. Of course, you would associate that with the candy, not the rapper.
Yeah. Like,
his after I start with that.
I know, but like after I said it, I was like, yeah, I was meaning the candy. But yeah.
No, I figured as much.
Yeah. Because they're sweet together. But yeah, I liked this episode.
I did. So, I mean...
Well, not a lot, but I liked it.
I liked that Nate finally, like, told him he loved him and stuff, and, like...
It's only because of the truth bug.
It's only because of the truth bug, but still. He admitted that, too.
Mm-hmm.
And that Hank let them go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just upset that, like, he automatically assumed because Nora was standing by the body that she did it.
Right.
And, I mean, I guess I can see where he's coming from because, you know, she has been locked up. She has powers. She uses magic.
But she has vowed she's promised them not to use, like, it's obvious that she
Yeah, and
has
she
not
even-
been using her powers.
Yeah, and she even said she was sorry when she used it to, like, you know, to disappear.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry, and then she,
Mhm.
you know, did her big thing.
Yeah,
So
that she could get away.
Yeah.
Because if that demon, like, is able to get in, to, like, with Hank dead, if that demon is able to get, like, into the place and keep doing what he's doing
Into the Time Bureau.
Yeah. Then, like, eventually he'll find her or whatever, and she can't go through that again. So all of this is just, like, fear-based.
Yeah.
I mean, it could even be, like...
Well, it's understandable because, I mean, obviously in next episode, they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Constantine was the one who had to deal with that for a long time, too, and carry that guilt around.
Yeah, because that's his boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
so, like, you know,
he sent his boyfriend to hell connected to the demon. It's his fault.
Yeah.
And, I mean, to him, he'd see it as his fault.
Right.
He has to go up against his lover's body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the soul is
That's
still
just
intact.
such a weird-looking demon, too.
Yeah.
It's all dotted. Like, where's his eyes?
Doesn't have any.
How can you see?
Demon, I mean, there's other senses, and demons
I know,
are demons. They don't need eyes to see.
I know, it's just weird. He just looks weird.
Yeah, and besides, since he's possessing a totally luscious hunk of meat, then he's using his eyes, obviously.
Yeah.
That dude is so fine. I totally get why Constantine
Oh
was
my
with
gosh,
him.
this is totally unrelated, but the Supernatural episode from last week, freaking Jack and what he did to Lucifer. Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yes! You need to watch. He killed him, like, legit. Literally
Almost.
killed Lucifer.
Yes!
I was like, what just happened? He was, like, burned up.
How can you burn
Jack
to death?
is more powerful than him now.
Well, I mean, as
He got rid of Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Jack got rid of Michael.
Well, as a Nephilim, he's already powerful, and then he consumed the angel essence, so then he got his wings, which gave him even more power. So, yeah.
But, I mean, he's had, like, some stuff going on with him, like, within the last few episodes and stuff. And then, like, I wasn't completely paying attention to everything that happened, but I saw the ending, and I'm like, what the heck is he doing? And I was like, is Lucifer actually dead this time? Like, dead?
Like, dead?
I mean, I like the actor who plays Lucifer. He's awesome, and
Yeah.
he's sarcastic and snarky, and I love it.
He's made the best Lucifer
He
I've
has.
seen. I've never seen a better Lucifer.
Yeah, he's the best. So, like, it kind of makes me sad if he is actually dead, but at the same time, it's really cool how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm kind of surprised that he burnt Satan alive.
that's what it looked like.
Because he rules hell.
Right?
So...
I'll have to show you, like, legit. It was like, oh my gosh. I was watching it and I'm like, what just happened right now? So, yeah. But anyway, off topic. Because when you were mentioning this stuff about the demon and, like, all that and, like, hell, I was just like, oh my gosh, Supernatural.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and then when Zari found those things, those, like, checks and stuff that Hank had, you know, signed for, that were, like, from the past and, like, for things that
he was, like, basically taking from the past.
yeah, like, he was using it for his own gain, and I was like, since when has he not done that? He did it in the Back to the Future movies, too. I mean, everything that he did and going back and, like, changing that time was for his own personal benefit.
Mm-hmm.
It was his land. Like, it wasn't Hill Valley anymore. It was Biff Valley. Like, everything there was ruled by him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it was all
off screen.
It was all for his own.
Yeah.
His own gain. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how to adjust it to make it. It was like that before.
I don't know. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I didn't absolutely love it, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was obviously filler.
I enjoyed the humor in it.
Mm-hmm. It was obviously filler, but it was filler that was able to,
I can't answer it right now.
It was filler that was obviously able to further the story. The best type of filler can further the story.
Yeah, and it did. Like, this one actually did further the story.
Yeah, but it felt so much like a filler.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And when you don't really do anything, it's a filler, usually.
Yeah. But I loved that, like, the actual motorhome was called the Getaway.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
Did you notice, like, the song that was playing, that 70s song, She's Gone, all right. It totally made me think of, like the reason that Sarah turned it up partly was because to drown out everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
but also probably because she could relate to it.
Mm.
Because she just lost Ava.
Yeah.
So it was, like, a relatable song for her.
There, when they were like, we need a getaway car, and then like the van was called the Getaway,
Mhm.
right? Like, in my head, I started singing, like, we need a getaway car. Like, there's this song that I know. Obviously I know it, but like, I don't remember much of it. But like, I remember like that bit is like, getaway car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it won't leave my head now.
Mhm.
Because of that. So,
Yeah.
it was a good episode. I keep saying
was,
that,
like,
but
I mean, I don't know. And then, like, when Zari showed Nate the stuff that she found on Hank,
mhm.
like, he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Like, now I know who he really is and stuff.
And then he's dead. Next scene.
Yeah. And then, like, she grabbed his hand and he got all, like, awkward and, like, quiet and stuff.
Yeah, and then he just turned around and time warped back.
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, he totally was like, I would be, what did he say? Like, when he
I'm
admitted
open to
it?
it.
I'm open to it, yeah. And I was like, yes! I knew it!
Mhm.
And the way Zari was acting, too, like, every time.
She's open.
She is, because, like, when he said babe or whatever, like, she totally had that, like, swallow, like, that nervous swallow, where she's just, like, you know,
Yeah.
that tension
Yeah.
and stuff, so. I mean, we'll probably see within, what?
You keep playing with it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll probably see within the next few episodes, like, maybe a kiss, but I don't know.
I doubt that. I don't think anything will really happen until, like, the season finale. Like, something drastic happens, and, like, it's like, for good luck, right? And then, like, that's the first kiss, and that's the only kiss for the entire season. And then we won't get anything until next season.
Yeah, probably.
Because he'll start being, like...
Because the writers always like to toy with us.
They'll be like, I felt something in that kiss. Did the other one feel something in that kiss? Was it just me? Should we do it again? We need to find out if it's just a momentary thing or if it's something we're supposed to...
Can we bring Sarah and Ava back together, please and thank you?
Oh, we will. Like... I mean, at this point, they are so, like, idolized as a couple.
Oh, I see, like, gifs of them on Tumblr all the
Yeah,
time.
but, like, when you make a pairing like that, like, you have to literally just fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Like, everything.
Yeah.
In order for the fans to be okay with you breaking them up.
Right. And that's literally what happened. I mean,
no, they didn't fuck everything up. There's still a chance. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I see Ava coming to her senses.
Right.
And, you know, them making up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do see them actually needing space from each other because they do need to figure out who they are without the other person.
Yeah.
Especially Ava, who's, like we said earlier, the only real thing in her life that wasn't programmed into her is Sarah.
Right.
And so she needs to find out who she is as a person, not a clone, programmed to do things and remember things that aren't real. She needs to figure out what's real for her.
Yeah, and I'm totally all for that. Like, because once you know who you truly are, you can be that much better with somebody else in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you still don't really know yourself, then of course there's going to be tons of insecurity, and there's going to be a lot of, you know, hard times in the relationship because you always feel like you have to get that encouragement or that love or that support from the other person when you should be able to give it yourself. Right. Get it from yourself.
Like,
So.
they both already know that they totally wholeheartedly love each other.
I mean, Sarah is totally comfortable with who she is.
Yeah.
She's very confident and comfortable in her own skin.
Mm-hmm.
But Ava still needs to kind of figure some of that stuff out.
Right. I think the real reason why she was okay with Hank doing what he was doing is because she hasn't known anything besides the Time Bureau.
Yeah. That's all she's known.
Like,
and a lot of times, like, you know, with other characters too, when that's all that they've known, like, that's been their identity for, like, as long as they've been around, or for a big...
And that's what they were created for.
Or, like, a big majority of their life. Then when they're pulled away from that, it's gonna be a big adjustment, and it's gonna be something that's really hard for them because they have to find their identity again.
Right. And, like, especially for her, because none of her memories are real. Like, it's just that not only is this what she was, like, born to do, she was hardwired to do this particular job. Who is she without this job?
Right.
And I think that's probably, like, she wasn't just born for this, she was created specifically for.
Right.
And
so that's why, like, when Sarah and the Legends were doing that stuff, it bothered her so much because she's like, but this is my job. Like, this is who I am. This is, like, everything that I was created for. If I don't have this, I'm nothing.
Right. And, I mean, yes, she has Sarah, but she can't find her whole identity within one person.
Right.
Like, your identity is not the other person. Your identity is who you are, and she doesn't have one.
Exactly. Like that whole thing where they say, oh, the other person fills that half of me that I know that wasn't whole. No, you're your own whole person.
Right.
When somebody else comes into your life that is your person, they're just an extra part of that.
Yeah.
They're not filling a part of you that you never had. You've always been a whole person. You just have to figure out who that person is.
Yeah.
Like,
she never had a chance to.
No. And I mean, it's kind of similar, like, I'll relate it back to this, but it's kind of similar with, like, Seven of Nine, for instance, on Star Trek. Like, she was assimilated into the Borg when she was little. So for pretty much, like, 20 years of her life, that's all she knew. That's what she was a part of. She was a part of a whole collective. She didn't have her own voice. She didn't have her own identity. And so when she was pulled out of that and brought onto the ship, she had to find that identity again. Learn how to be social, learn how to be able to interact with people and find out who she is and what she likes and things like that. Because she didn't have that pretty much for all of her life.
Yeah.
So, like, all she ever knew was the Borg. So, you know, it's similar to that.
Right.
And, like, a lot of her journey on the show was, like, that development of her kind of finding her identity and her humanity again.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot like Sarah, because
Ava. She was just the one person, the one character that came to my mind first when I was thinking
Bori
of that.
is
like a drone,
right? Which is basically what the version of Ava's in the future are.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
I mean, she wasn't born one. She was a human.
Right.
It's just she was taken when she was a child into the collective.
Yeah.
So that's all she knew.
The original Ava, I'm assuming, was human.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, like, their characters are very similar in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, another person isn't filling that half of you. Like, they're not the other half to your whole. They're just coming in and...
They're two whole beings coming together to make an even greater person.
Yeah. Like, you shouldn't have to completely rely on the other person for your happiness and for you to be, you know, a full, whole human, whatever person. Like, you should be able to, you know, it should be just an added bonus that you're happy and that you have somebody. But, like, and yeah, they make you a better person, but they're not trying to fix you and change you. Just by being there and giving you that support, they're making you a better person.
Right.
So, you know, there's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I do see Ava coming to her senses. Just that, like, it's gonna be towards the end, and I think that she's gonna need to do some soul searching. I mean, if they just get back together, like, whatever, I'm good with that too.
Right.
But I do think that Ava does need to do some she needs her own character development. And yeah, that camp episode that was the mid-season finale was a great way to go. That was character development for her. She was learning how to be a child.
Yeah.
She got to experience stuff that she didn't.
Right.
But she does need some adult growth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
it's like Kara. Like, every time, you know, she's like, oh, I need to be single. I need to figure out who I am.
And she never takes the time to figure out who she is.
Yeah, because she's always saving the freaking world.
Yeah. But now she's still single. This is the longest time she's been.
Oh, yeah. This is the longest amount of time that she's not been with somebody.
Right. I mean, that we know of. Because, like, before the show started, I'm assuming she was single that entire time.
I mean, she's engaged to the guy who played Mon-El in real life.
But I mean, like, the character herself before the show, before season 1.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like she's been single her whole life.
I still secretly would love to see her and James happen again.
I don't.
But I don't think it ever will.
I don't. I think she burnt that bridge.
Yeah. I mean, I like Lena and James.
Yeah, but
they're not like my big.
They're not Endgame.
Okay, for me, I just want to see more happen with Brady and Nia and all.
Yes,
because they're so awkward and cute.
Yes.
Like, especially Brady with his like awkwardness and like social awkwardness. It's just like I need it. I need more of it.
Yeah.
I need it in my life.
I know, right? Like, I need it.
I mean, you know, I just want Alex to be happy too.
Mm-hmm.
But I need me some Brainy and Nia.
Best not be with James' sister.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. I don't want it to be either, but I'm not writing the show, so.
But yeah, I mean, what are some of your favorite relationships within the whole DC TV universe? And
I mean, probably most people will say Olicity, or Barry and Iris, or I don't know.
Well, like, apparently there's some like
or Sarah
theory,
and
or we find out in some episode or something that the reason the Felicity is part of the downfall of Oliver, and so like at some point in the future she got him killed. So I'm just like, well, you know what? I really don't give a shit.
I mean, look, I liked Olicity in the beginning when they first started. I liked them a lot, and I thought they were cute. But my main ship was not Olicity. My main ship was freaking Merlance.
Mm-hmm.
And they freaking ruined that. So,
Yeah.
And then I really liked Thea and Roy, and that also didn't end up being Endgame.
I mean, they're still together technically. They ran off
Off-screen.
together with Nyssa to go hunt down more Lazarus pits that are spread throughout the world. To
Well, at
close
least
them.
they're together then.
Yeah.
That makes me somewhat happy.
Except for in the future, because we do flashbacks to the future now instead of the past. So.
We'll flash forwards then,
Yeah.
not flashbacks.
Yeah, but I mean, they can take the place of flashbacks. So
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. But we see that Roy, right? Roy. Too many roars in the series. He was on Lian Yu alone.
I mean, my top faves were Merlance, Thea, and Roy, and then Alyssa.
I'm assuming Thea died.
Thea died before.
Yeah.
They brought her back.
But, I mean...
Because they always bring people back from the dead on that show.
That was with the Lazarus Pits, though.
Yeah, same with Sarah.
Yeah, but they've went around Thea, Roy, and Nyssa destroying all the Lazarus Pits in the world. So, I'm assuming that the reason why Roy looks like an old man in the future is because they destroyed all the Lazarus Pits, and the reason why he's alone on Lian Yu is because Thea died. Because she hasn't showed up in any of the future flashes.
Felicity was like my third favorite ship on Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
It was Tommy and Laurel, and then Thea and Roy, and then Alyssa.
Apparently she's a dick of a mom, too. Only cared about Oliver's son, not her own daughter. So.
Well, whatever.
Maybe
I don't really care about Arrow anymore, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's
they
all
ruined
this...
the ships that I like, so,
I don't watch it for the ships anymore. I just watch it because, like, I've gotten this far, so...
Well, I like the superhero shows not just for the couples.
Right.
But a lot of the reason why I watch them is because of that. Mm-hmm. Not the main reason, but it's a big part of it.
Right. There's just, like, some characters and storylines that I wanted to see through, and so...
Yeah.
That's why I
that's kind of like, I mean, that's the reasons like that are reasons why I have, stuck with the show and finished it to the end, even if like a couple I really like isn't on it anymore or doesn't end up together or something. It's because I want to see what's going to happen with the other characters that I like.
Yeah. So
I stick with it for that reason, even if I still don't really care for the show that much anymore.
Yep.
But with Arrow, I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, it just got to the point where, like, even with that, I just didn't care enough to watch the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, the Legends was good.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Next
week looks good. I'm just enjoying it. Even if, like, they're decent episodes, I'm still just enjoying it being back. Because
it's easy to just like the show.
It's very fun, and it's very adventurous, and you get to see time travel, and that always makes me happy, because I love that, and so,
what would have made this episode better is if they had a better actor as the president. As Nixon.
Yeah.
The way to get, the sound was he would shake his head to get the sound to come out right.
He did speak a lot like Nixon did.
It just didn't sound right.
It just, it sounded off.
And, he had to, go...
Yeah.
That's not... No. I don't know.
But, yeah.
I
don't know. Just, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
So.
Which for this show is all I ask for.
Yeah, I'd give it 4 out of 5.
Right. Yeah.
I really liked it, but I didn't love it and think it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Same. So I guess
until next time. Be true to who you are.
Yes, be true to who you are, guys.